Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic:
what are some red flags in an interview that reveals the job is toxic? I interviewed for one once where the manager spent the whole time asking me the usual questions in between rounds of berating some poor tech support employee on the phone about their payroll software. Also, anytime a hiring manager talks up the company's bonuses and raises to justify their low salary, you'd better believe you're not actually getting either. I left my last job back in mid-December. They told me my salary will be ready in the first week of January. Today's January 8th and an hour ago I called and they told me it'll be ready next week. Your state's Department of Labor needs a call. Trying to get you to agree to start before they tell you what you'll be paid. I applied to a position out of state and was offered the position during the phone interview. When asked when I could start, I replied 2 weeks, but stated I couldn't accept without knowing how much it paid and having that in an official offer letter, email. This dude lost his shit and said all huffy puffy, well, I mean, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I guess if you have to know I can get that for you. I said yes, I have to know. He said he'd call back. He never did. That sounds insane that he wouldn't even believe that people would work without knowing how much they pay. That's usually the phone interview question for me, NGL. This actually happened to me. Interviewer: do you have any questions for us? Me: what is a challenge this department has recently faced? Interviewer: job security. Wow. Open and shut. Some good questions worth asking to get info about this topic in particular. What is the average employee retention in your department? When a worker moves, do they often stay within your organization or tend to move out entirely? If an employee creates a long-term employment plan such as taking a rotation for another position or development courses, how do you help them achieve that? Can you give me an example of how you transfer knowledge and skills from employees that may be leaving due to retirement or other reasons? Sometimes a department does have some turmoil. Sometimes it's just because a few people joined and then left to go to other places within the organization. Or maybe a few people are on rotation and they want another person to help ensure the department is robust. All of those can be good things, but these will help you narrow down red flags. More people need to look interviewers in the eye and ask about turnaround and how many people were fired, laid off. The one company that answered honestly, I'm still here and we actually did 0 layoffs while our competitors are shedding hundreds of workers. I always try to ask last time they fired someone, promoted someone, gave a bonus, raise, the reasons why they did that and the time between that and the previous firing, promotion, raise. It gives a lot of insight on how the manager treats things and will ultimately treat you. If you hear the word sales mentioned anywhere in the job description, then sales will be your main job. Yup. I worked in a call center as technical support. They really forced us to make sales our priority. One time I spent 15 minutes in call to explain to some old lady, step by step, how to fix something on her phone. She was really thankful and I felt good about helping her. I end the call and my team leader comes over to chew me out because I wasted too much time on that call and didn't even try to sell her anything. That was the moment I realized, man, fuck this job. Fun fact: in the UK, companies have to declare if the technical support also handles sales, upselling. It's illegal not to, hence why so many call centers have split their teams up. Phone to say the customer has died. Support team telling you they will try to sell you something is very off-putting even if they don't. An interviewer tried to convince me to lowball myself after I said what I'd accept as a minimum salary, which was in their offer range from the posting. If we pay you more, you wouldn't get a bonus at the end of the year. And you'd be really upset when everyone else got one. What he was able to offer salary-wise was $10,000 below their posted range. I'd rather get a salary than a bonus anyway. A salary is guaranteed. A bonus is not. Yeah, spoiler. That bonus is never coming. They'll give you some BS about, in these uncertain times, while the company rakes in record profits. And you get nothing. Happened to me while interviewing before my current job. Position was advertised at a certain range. I asked for right in the middle of that range, which I thought was fair since I had about 5 years more experience than the minimum they asked for. I'm officially certified, and it was for a position where I would have to create the entire department around it since it was new due to the growth. They offered the position at the minimum of the range they posted. Well, joke was on them. I interviewed a day before they made the offer with my current company and they offered $8,000 more. Right out the gate. When I tried to negotiate, the guy would not budge. Made the right choice and 2.5 years later still with my company and got a promotion, huge raise at the 2-year mark. I declined a job offer once because they tried to sneak in a lowball salary on the offer letter. It was $10,000 less than what we'd discussed in my final interview. When it was obvious that they were really interested in me, I took the risk of negotiating with my existing company to see what I could get. They ended up offering me the more than I'd discussed with the new company to stay. So I accepted and let the recruiter know that I was no longer interested. The site manager, who was obviously annoyed that I'd declined, called saying that if it was only about the money, they would pay more. It felt pretty good to tell him no thanks.